Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 999 Gaming. I wanted to do a video for FanDuel Fantasy Football. It's never too early in the season to talk about football. This contest will be week number 1, which is going to be September 13th. And this is the big one. This is the $5 million prize pool. First place is $1 million. So if you are familiar with FanDuel and you played fantasy sports, definitely appreciate your expertise. If you're new to FanDuel and you want to sign up, I will leave a link in the video. If you sign up, you do get a sign-up bonus on your deposit. I also get a bonus as well too, so I'm not going to lie to you. But if you don't want to sign up and you just want to participate in the conversations, that's great as well. I'm going to try to give you as much of my expertise as possible. I've done FanDuel for about a year. I do football, I do basketball and baseball. A little bit more successful in basketball, and you guys have probably seen me up in the leaderboards with almost $80,000 last year. So it's been pretty lucrative. But hopefully I can help give some insight and some advice, and we can all kind of partner in this thing and get some good lineups going. So let's just get started with my lineup for week 1, and this may be subject to change, but I'm going to go through a little bit of the players, a little bit of the rationale. Leave in the comments things that you like, things that you don't like, and players that you think are going to be hot. I'm going to start out at quarterback, and at $9,700 I'm going with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just dominates Chicago. This year will not be any different. You will see Aaron Rodgers, I think, in a couple weeks over the 10,000. So week 1 at 9,700, I think he's a bargain. And I would, if they don't score 40 points on Chicago, I'd be completely shocked. So I'm going with Aaron Rodgers as a secondary pick at quarterback. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. I don't know how I have the kickers up there, but here's a couple of the other quarterbacks. I don't like Andrew Luck against Buffalo's defense. They're a little bit stingy. Peyton Manning could be a good play. Breeze at Arizona with Patrick Patterson out there. It's kind of a tough bet. Russell Wilson, St. Louis defense is a little bit tough. Matt Ryan, maybe Matt Ryan wouldn't be a bad pick week number 1. Romo, definitely solid. But if I had a sleeper, if I wasn't going to take Aaron Rodgers, I'd probably go with Cam Newton. Kelvin Benjamin being out, Cam Newton's going to have to carry the load, and he's healthy, so he could literally run all over Jacksonville. So if I don't go with Rodgers, backup lineup, I'd probably put Cam Newton in there and actually save a little bit of money and spend it elsewhere. So let's talk a little bit about running backs. At running backs, I really like Alfred Blue. Week 1, you've got Arian Foster, who is injured, and Alfred Blue has had some pretty solid games last year when Arian Foster was injured. So let me pull up a little bit of his game log. You can see one game in particular here at Cleveland, 156 yards, pretty good fantasy day there. And also Jacksonville, you saw pretty good receiving out of the backfield, had a pretty good fantasy day there as well too. But I like Alfred Blue, definitely with Arian Foster out and also losing Andre Johnson. I think he's going to shoulder a lot of the load with Ryan Mallett at quarterback. So my other running back, I'm going with Eddie Lacy. Once again, the Chicago Bear factor. When Rodgers is not throwing touchdowns, I think Eddie Lacy will be running all over the Chicago Bears defense. He's a big bruising back. He can do everything. He can catch it out of the backfield. I love Eddie Lacy in a week 1 matchup. So 8,500. I know it's it's going to be up there in cost for a running back, but I think he's worth every penny of it. Now let's shift to wide receivers, and the receivers. There's a lot of interesting picks in week number 1. But since I like Rodgers and I like the matchup with the Bears, Randall Cobb is one of the best that's out there. So if you look at Randall Cobb's game log stats, I mean, he had some big games last year. If you look, 20 points, 18 points, 14 points, 12.8 points, big numbers for a wide receiver. He scores touchdowns, so he definitely is going to be the number 1 target for Aaron Rodgers. So I like him to have a big game against Chicago Bears defense. The second one, and I know he's probable, but I think he's playing week number 1. I expect Victor Cruz to be saucing into the end zone against the Dallas Cowboys. You're going to get a lot of double coverage on Odell Beckham. Everybody's expecting it to be a Beckham versus Dez Bryant matchup, but I think you could see players like Victor Cruz, players like Cole Beasley have some big games at some real value. So I like Victor Cruz here at 6,300. Cole Beasley would also be a possibility for the Cowboys if I didn't go with Victor Cruz as well too. Next, wide receiver, I want Torrey Smith here. Torrey Smith is with a brand new team. A lot of people are counting the 49ers out. I'm probably one of those that are counting the 49ers out because I don't think they're a playoff team. But I do think with Carlos Hyde running the ball, it's going to open up the door a little bit for the deep ball. And Kaepernick has never really had that speedster on the outside. So I think Torrey Smith is good for some big gains against Minnesota defense. At tight end, I'm going with Owen Daniels. With Peyton Manning losing Julius Thomas, I think Owen Daniels makes a good fit here. He's a good catching tight end, and you know, Denver's got a lot of weapons on offense, and Peyton Manning does love to check down to the tight end, so I expect Owen Daniels to have a big season. So at the kicking position, you got Baltimore and Denver both playing in Denver. So you could go with Justin Tucker or Connor Barth. I think that Denver wins the game, and there's a few field goals that are going to be kicked here. So I'm going with Connor Barth. I think he's going to have a big day. And lastly, my defense. I'm going with the Buccaneers defense. Tennessee's has never proved anything to me over the last couple years, so I don't know how they're going to score. I do think Lovie Smith's had a real year to figure it out on defense, and he's going to have create a little bit of that defensive mentality and that toughness down there. So I expect, especially being at home, I expect Tampa Bay's defense to have a big game. So that's a little bit of my lineup. We will do some future lineups, but definitely feel free to comment. We'll create a little bit of a thread, a little bit of a forum. If this works out and we get enough people sort of chiming in, I'll start doing a little bit for the end of the baseball season. I had a pretty good baseball run, and with basketball coming up as well, definitely probably get some nightly videos and talk about that as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Please leave your comments, subscribe. Check out some of the other gaming videos as well too. I'll be playing a little bit of Madden, a little bit of action strategy games. So I know some of you guys are hardcore fantasy sports, but you can also delve into some other games as well too. That's what 999 Gaming is all about. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the feedback, and speak to you all soon. Peace.